There's some big old bubbles right there. This might be bigger fish than I think. Hey, good morning, folks. Bradley Cross here, BJC Outdoors. Hey, we're down here on the river this morning, man. What we're gonna do today? We're gonna try to target some flathead. It's time. You know, anytime you get the smoke on the water, that's what I call it, the fog and stuff. You know, the temperatures start changing. The water temperatures at 68 this morning. It's gonna warm up. You know, probably low 70s before the day's out. Major cold front this week, and last year, man, I had an awesome trip down here this time of year. I think I had 2 days down here where I caught some real nice flatheads. Caught one big one, and that's what we're gonna try to do today, man. I don't know that we won't catch some blues, but we're just gonna try to target structure. You know, bars, ties. That's what we're gonna start on because of the fog. And then once the fog lifts, I got a couple of trees and log jam stuff we're gonna go hit. So I'm gonna get up here and get started. I got skipjack today, man. Freshly frozen skipjack, and I got some live bluegill. I went and done a little bait trip the other day. Done a little video on it, man. Like I said, it wasn't much to it, but it was part of this trip. But we're gonna get up here and get a couple out. I don't have many bluegill with me. I didn't bring many because I didn't know really how long it would take me to get to my best area because of the fog. So I just got a couple, but I can still catch some if I need them. But we're gonna probably probably start out with all cut bait and just see how aggressive they are, and make sure we're in the right area, and then we'll get out a live one. So, well, I'm gonna get up here and get set up. Y'all stay tuned. All right, folks, gonna get everything set up here. I just scanned a little area right through here, and it is absolutely loaded. I don't know if they're all flathead. I'm pretty sure they're not, but there are a bunch of fish right here, and some good ones. But I did see a couple that looked like they was sit up like flathead, and they they look like good ones. But I've caught both here. I've never just caught one. And that bar he's really trying to get folks out of his way. You know, a barge ran over a couple guys. It wasn't long ago, a few months ago. It ran over 2 guys upriver and killed both of them. And it was at night. And it was in the summertime. Wasn't nothing to do with any fog. Don't know what happened on that deal. But they're kind of, you know, pretty much on the edge now, trying to do the best they can, you know, to get people out of their way before they get there. But in this fog, I mean, I can't even see them. I do see a light sticking way up above the fog, and that's all I can see. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even know it was coming without that horn. Which I'm close enough to the bank, I ain't got to worry about a barge, but I do have to worry about these crazy bass boats, man. They don't care. They'll let it roll no matter what the conditions. And I've never been that way. Even when I fished tournaments, man, I was very careful. Mainly for me and my daughter, but I was, you know, careful for everybody. I didn't want to run over anybody either. It gets dangerous, man, out here in this fog. You know, you don't have your reaction time's not quick enough. You know, I've got my lights on up front. You know, just to make sure somebody comes bailing down here through here, because they always want to run on the side that's the least foggiest, which is coming, you know, across this way. And but if they, you know, I'm close enough to the bank here. If they run over me here, they're gonna be on the bank too. So, well, I'm gonna get these out, man, and I'm gonna put 4 on the bottom, and I got my mediums with me. That's one of my favorite rods to use doing this, man, especially if I'm, you know, specifically targeting flathead. These mediums really help with those short strikes, man. You know, I don't know what it is about flathead. They like to play with your emotions, and you know, they'll sit there and, you know, bite on that thing and then take it down and then just spit it. But I've had a lot less of that going on since I started using these mediums, and like I said, you're not underpowered with a medium rod in no circumstances, because I think the last couple videos back when I caught that big flathead, you know, I caught 2, him and another big blue that morning, and You know, I've caught a lot of big fish on these things, and I trust them 100%. I'm hoping someday he comes out with some more colors in the medium. Right now, all he got is these, what I call the OGs, with their sharp rod, man. They're, you know, cherry, got the white tip on them. Very stout, you know, rods. Like I said, they got that soft tip, and that kind of helps you with those finicky fish. That's when I like using them, and right now they are going to be finicky. We got a cold front come through. It was 37 degrees right now, so it's cold in my area. I don't know, man. I'm not tough by no means, but I've dealt with it so many years that my body's just used to it, you know. And in my area, you know, it's 37 a day, supposed to be 74 this evening, you know. Yeah, 40 degrees difference in temperature between the morning and the evening, so your body kind of gets used to doing stupid things, I guess you could say. But as long as you keep your hands covered up, man. My hands don't hardly get cold because they're kind of like leather. I've been dealing with this, I guess. You know, me building houses, you know, doing construction work for years. You know, I never wore gloves on the job because you know, you have to feel things, you know, when you're doing carpenter work, and I couldn't feel my nails when I was driving nails and stuff. You'd feel it when you hit it with a hammer. But I just like to feel things, and with gloves on I couldn't. So usually all I would wear would be something like this, just a pair of gloves with the fingers cut out of them. And like I said, it didn't make me tough by no means, but it did make me more tolerable to cold that a lot of people can't stand. But it ain't cold yet, but it's coming. All right, y'all. I had to get my drift socks out. I kind of worried about that barge there for a minute. He kept getting closer and closer and closer. I didn't know if he wasn't going to tie up here. I knowed if he wouldn't, he didn't have any reason to come this close to me. But he was just kind of making a turn. What we're fishing, man, like I said, we're fishing on structure, kind of mostly vertical structure. But we are in river bends. Outside river bend, and that's the deal. One reason I'm kind of keen on that today is because of current. We don't have a whole lot of current this morning. We do have enough, at least to hold the boat straight. And usually that's all that matters to me. If I can keep the boat straight, I can deal with the rest. But we're targeting vertical structure. You can see these bars tied down through here, and then we're gonna be hitting some points. You know, just whatever we see fish on or whatever we think they may be on, that's what we're gonna hit. But like I said, everything we're fishing today is in pretty much a river bend, and it's not a sharp bend. It's a gradual bend, but it is a river bend, and that's where the strongest current's gonna be, is on that outside. And because on the inside over there, there's a lot more structure over there, but the current, you know, right now there's no current at all over there. But when I say structure, I'm talking about like wood and stuff like that. But I think we can make something happen here, man. I'm excited about it. Like I told y'all before, if I didn't feel like we could catch something good here, or at least catch something here, I wouldn't be sitting here. But you know, there are times that I have to fish stuff that I don't want to fish because of conditions. But and like I said, this is not where I was coming. Man, there's 2 good fish, 3 good fish. It's right out there. I bet that barge spooked them up out of that channel. But yeah, like I said, sometimes the unpredictable are places that you don't mean to go, that you end up in. Sometimes can be a hot spot, man. You just have to. I always think that maybe I was put there for a reason. So I'm gonna put this one kind of out that way in the deeper section. And that's probably going to be more of a blue cat deal right here in this spot anyway. and that's okay. Like I said, I ain't gonna be picky at all starting out. Like I said, we didn't even get to go where we was planning to go first thing, so we'll take what we get. But I'm almost 100% sure there's some flathead back here. I have caught them here before, so I'm going with small weights, 1 ounce weights. People can say what they want, and they may be right. I may be right too, but I do better with the smallest weight I can get by with. If I can use a 1/2 ounce weight, I'm going to use a 1/2 ounce weight, because I really feel like finicky fish, they're just looking for a reason not to eat, and that's a good reason when they feel that weight, So I try to go with the smallest weight I can get by with on any given day, no matter what. Even when I'm dragging baits, I've had people just like, man, I'm having to drag 6-8 ounces where I live. Well, for me, I'll drag with 1 ounce weights 99% of the time. I do have some 2 ounce in there if I get out in some deeper water, because I have drugged some areas that was 50-60 foot before. But for the most part, I'm gonna go with the lightest I can get by with. Although I did kind of break my own rule today, not even meaning to. I'm using partially frozen bait, and I do not like that when it comes to flathead. They will spit that bait in a minute with it being cold like that. Now, it won't take it long to warm up, so I'm not just disheartened about it, but like I said, I didn't even mean to. I put it in the freezer when I got home from work yesterday evening, so it's had 12 hours to thaw, and I left my cooler open, so thought that would help, but it still froze pretty hard. But it'll thaw out. I have caught them on frozen bait. I'm not gonna take it as an excuse. If they'll eat, we'll still catch them. But flathead are very picky when it comes to that. I done broke another rule. I'm just all over the place this morning with the rules. My first rule is get the net out. Man, there's been so many times that I have been getting rods out and get that first rod out and one just take off a big fish, and you got the net tied up right here, and it's you don't need no more disadvantages, and that's a bad disadvantage there when your net's tied down. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hit first thing this morning where I feel like the flathead are up feeding, and then there's some I'm gonna target the deeper holes around this stuff. There's some deep holes close to what I call flathead feeding grounds, and you find those deep holes, that's usually where they go when the sun comes up, gets later in the morning. They are definitely finicky this morning. I'm getting some nibbles, but that's about it. There we go. Oh, man. Oh, he's still on there. He was running to me. I was sitting there throwing me a little jig up around that piling there. Just kill a little time. I don't know what this is yet. Can't tell. He's running upstream, Old blue. Old finicky blue. That one wasn't finicky. Now he He took it like he's supposed to. Come on in here, buddy. Hey, 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 hey. Nice one to start with. Not what I was expecting to catch here, but like I said, they are all welcome. Man, you sure do stink. Got my old nasty gloves hung on my grippers. Nice blue to start with. Well, I appreciate you, buddy. Sure do. Oh, there we go, folks. There's another. I didn't even get that one out. Back out good. Definitely feels like another blue. Hey, we'll take him, man. Like I said, I ain't gonna be picky. Like I said, this is the first time I've been down here this fall, you know, looking for them old flats. He don't feel like a bad one. No, that's a better fish right there, y'all. Hey, we might just have to go. May have to call ourselves blue cat fishing today. Like I said, we're not gonna discriminate no matter what. Not sure my camera's still on. I heard something beep. I thought my rod hit my remote. That's a long, skinny rascal right there. Son, I see why you ate. You starving to death. It's crazy how they just all of a sudden start biting. Get one bite and it creates a feeding frenzy. All you gotta do is pick up a bait rod, folks. Start trying to catch bait. You'll start catching catfish. Dang, boy, you lost your eye over this deal. Sure did. Nice blue, there you go. Sure will. Well, buddy, I appreciate you. Sure do. Sure do. Folks, I apologize for the old mess in the tank, man. I had a big old blue cat to explode in the boat the other day, and I just went and washed the old tank out the day before because it done got in a mess, and I mean the next day I went out and seemed like every fish I caught had diarrhea, and it's just all in the boat. It's on the back of my seat. I mean, it's everywhere. Y'all look at that little. That's a muskrat. Somebody must have been feeding that little dude. Hey, buddy. Hey, bud. Somebody been feeding you, buddy? Huh. That's not a little one, that's a big one. Never had one of them to come up to the boat like that. Makes you think somebody may have been sitting here feeding him. I don't even know what they eat. Alright, folks. We moved up just a little bit. I was trying to hit this little point that runs out right here, but not a nibble. So I think we're late enough in the morning that we're going to start staggering down through here and kind of moving in and out and hitting these deeper holes that these flathead are go to. Once they move back out deep, like I said, I'm sure we're gonna catch some blues too, because we done caught 2 this morning. So, and like I said, that's fine. I'm okay with catching blues. We're trying to get on a flathead, but we'll take whatever we can get till we find them. All right, folks, we are here now on the first deepest hole that's close to the area we started in. We're in about 35 foot right here. So, like I said, could be blue, could be flathead. Just don't know. The only bad thing about some of these holes, most of them are right in the barge path, so we may have to. Oh. Go on, take it, son. Oh. You got it? Yep, he's got it. You don't feel like a bad one. He's got that head down over in this current. I can tell that for sure. Take my time with him. Coming out of that deeper water. I'm gonna try to get in my drill sock. Yeah, that's a blue. Come on in here, boy. Come on in here, boy. Hey, you quit that. You quit that. Ready? Come on in here. There you go. Nice blue there, y'all. Nice blue. There we go, boy. It was about a split second from getting that hook in my hand. Nice blue there, y'all. Well, I appreciate you, bud. Or girl. That's a girl there. Oh, man, you got me on both of them rods. Thought this one, well, it's both of us. Both had it like it's been take it down. Both of them dropped it. So almost like he sitting there looking at each other saying, okay, now. And then they both dropped it at the same time. I had never had that happen. 2 identical bites at the same time, and then they both dropped it at the same time. That's like double emotional welfare right there. I didn't know what to do. Didn't know which one to grab, but I was fixing to get one of them. Go on, take it, son. He got it now. I think he's swimming with it. Yeah, he got it now. There we go. There we go. There we go. I don't know why I get so jumpy. My hookup ratio has improved 95 to 99% since I started using them Ripping Lips hooks, man. They're just an awesome hook. And 2, I do better with a smaller hook. I'm using the 8-aught, which is not that small. He don't feel like a bad fish. Taking my time with him, man. Well, I mean, I'm not just like milking it or anything, but but at the same time, I don't want them to come up too fast. There's some big old bubbles right there. This might be bigger fish than I think. Whoa, 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 golly. Don't do that. I think he is a little bit. I think he's better than I think, y'all. Or better than I thought. Definitely. Definitely. There he is, y'all. There he is. Thank you, Lord. Mission accomplished, y'all. Yep. He ain't a monster, but he's a nice one. Beautiful, beautiful flathead, man. Golly, I love the color of them things. Man, thank you, Lord. I knew all we had to do was look for him. And I'm not sure that one over there, the flathead too, because it done the exact same thing. It just left it alone, but this one did the same, and then it come back for it. He ain't happy. Have y'all ever had I can't say that I have ever had a flathead to bite me, but you think as hard as they bite, they could just absolutely just kill your hand. That's a nice one though, y'all. Like I said, he ain't no monster by no means, but hey, flathead, all of those monsters to me. I love catching the thing. Well, buddy, I sure do appreciate you. You just don't know. You made my whole day. Every single time they'll do that, folks. Hey, we made the right move on that one. Like I said, he definitely ain't no monster, but in the world of flathead, that's a dang good one. And I am very thankful for him. I was kind of getting ready to move. I've got a lot of bites like that, but he was the first one to commit. But after that, I think I'll give him a few more minutes. I was starting to get worried there for a minute because, you know, this was supposed to be a flathead trip. And we're definitely in some flathead areas. And that right there proves that there are some flathead here. Oh, 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 oh. I'm gonna take it, son. But catfish habitat is catfish habitat, you know. And just because there's flatheads down there don't mean that there's not some blues down there. That was awesome right there, y'all. Like I said, I don't care if they're, you know, 50 pound or 5 pound flathead catfish, man. They're just special to me. Go on and take it, son. Now you starting to act like a little channel cat. Which that's okay. But I've got my mind set on them brown ones now. There comes that wind they was talking about. This done spun me around. This one's hung up. I'm hoping it'll pop loose, but we gotta have some stronger current, or we're gonna have to change. Get bit on this rod and that rod. Well, all three of them now. Oh, he's gonna take it. He's gonna take it. Oh man, how could you? Man. Yeah, I have to see if a fish may not knock that one loose. It's hung up pretty good. That wind needs to quit. It's supposed to get up, you know, 10 to 15 miles an hour and blowing up the river out of the west. That makes it, you know, very, very difficult to do what I'm doing unless you got strong current. They're supposed to turn the current up just a little bit. I don't know if it'll be enough. One finally knocked this one loose. It was hung up. I was hoping that would happen, but at the same time, that was that was my anchor rod. That was holding. That's what was keeping us from blowing completely sideways. That was a pretty good hit too. But now we're coming on around this way. That rod was hung up. The only thing that was holding us. Did he hook up? I think he did. I think he's swimming with it. No, he dropped it. Dadgummit. How in the world did you do that, son? Maybe he'll come back to it. Y'all can see how the boat is blowing this way. My drift socks are that way. It's just not enough current. And the wind's overpowering the current. Come on, there you go. There you go. Go on, go on. Yeah, I think I got him that time. Feels like a channel cat. Sure do. That's alright. We fix to move from here anyway, so if you catching fish like that, it definitely ain't no big flatheads around, or he would be dinner. Which I'm sure they accidentally end up in the same spot, but that right there, it wouldn't take a real big flathead to eat that dude. I think I'm gonna roll them up, y'all, and see if I can go over here and get on this other hole, and hopefully the wind is not so bad on that side. It's really the only hope I got, because I can't deal with this dragging my baits around. We'll get hung, get slack in the line, and end up with a fish swallowing the hook. There's all kind of things that can happen. I'm not gonna allow it if I can help it. He sure chewed that one up. That may have been some of those bites we was getting. May have been channel. We've had an awesome morning, y'all. We haven't been out here that long, you know, hour and a half maybe. But that flathead made the day, because that's what I come out here for. And like I said, it just kind of, I'm gonna leave that head on there, still in decent shape. Just to come out here and, you know, find out a little something, you know, because next time I come down, maybe the next time I come out, I can hit some of these spots that work today. If I can just get 30 minutes on each spot, I mean, that's plenty enough time to see if there's anything here. And I really do feel like there will be fish in all these holes. Maybe not all of them, but the ones that I pick out, I'm picking them out for a reason, you know. Now the wind's gonna push me this way. Just don't have enough current to keep your boat straight. Alright folks, we're gonna have to change up our game plan here. I'm gonna see if I can beach the boat. I don't know how close I can put myself into a good area. But we definitely ain't gonna get it done doing this. That wind, y'all can see it just got up the 10 or 15 mile an hour they was talking about. It's there now, so I'm gonna try to go up here and beach the boat somewhere if I can, and see what we can do with that, man. Before I beach it, I'm gonna run down river a little bit, a little piece, and see if at this other river bend could possibly be out of the wind a little bit. So I'm gonna go down there and check that first. And like I said, it's getting pretty rough down here, and I don't even know if I can beach the boat and stay at the right angle I need to be. And I don't know if I can reach the water that I'm trying to fish. All right, folks, y'all can see the river's done got rough, man. The wind's blowing like they said it would up the river. It's gonna cut my trip short, man, and I really hate that, because like I said, we just figured out something, and before the wind kicked up like it did. But I mean, I've tried, man. Like I said, I've come down here in the strongest part of the river, you know, as far as current, and it's just not enough here to hold me straight. I throw my drift socks out, trolling motor on, and the trolling motor started pushing me backwards. But it is what it is, man. I was gonna try to beach the boat, but the way the wind's blowing, there's no way to beach and keep the boat straight. So I'm just gonna go ahead and call her quits, man. Go home, get set up, and get ready to go back this evening. Hopefully I can find somewhere to get out of this wind. If not, we'll get back out in the morning and try to get something done. But hey, it's a learning experience, man. We did learn something, and as long as you learn something when you're out, that's all that matters. Got us a nice flathead, got a couple of decent blues, and I'm tickled to death for the morning, man. Like I said, I just wish I could have stayed out here a little longer. But it is what it is. But anyway, I appreciate y'all riding along. I'll catch y'all next one. See you then. God bless you.